Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Right back at you again, Officer Shapat Dayakin. Dropping something heavy for these cowards out here. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. All day as we discuss how they don't like us. Gathered on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us, watch where you stepping. Cause a scene, you gon' see how brotherhood is a weapon. Tough skin protect our wrists, teach girls and kids devoutness. Call them prophetess, a priest damn near nothing without it. More than rubies, cute and understanding when describing. Virtue loving, no lip from the daughters of Zion. Gold teeth, earrings, chains, and the rings. Precious metals, fabrics, emphatic stones, and everything. Trying to catch the slang, rewind what we rappers slang. Lost in parables, your scripture breakdowns terrible. Yasha Allah, Prince of the power, we are the Jews. God on earth, you can see it by watching all our moves. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop it. Ass shit. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ass need to stop it. Ass shit and profit. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed it up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know that it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the props. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and know boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just pay with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can't afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Plus your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
You boy, you know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in, yeah. But that was my niggas, yeah. I'm in you. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my hawk gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talk the shit. Y'all know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, and shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood
Hey, shalom, y'all. About Shimmy Shah, Brakathon, y'all with Shema Thon, about Shimmy Shah. Priest and also I'm a Wanga Bar. Tuesday night brotherhood class. ISUPK under Commander Johanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth that Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians is the chosen people of God, and our oppressors, the devil Bible speaks of. And tonight's class, what we're gonna talk about how abhorring the Edomite. That whole topic is coming back around. And I'm going to tell you why the abhor Edomite topic is coming back around, because you got a fake Israelite group that everybody, I guess, felt like they contend to because them niggas was undisciplined. I'm going to just keep it real with you. Them niggas in that Genesis group, them niggas is undisciplined. Them niggas is not soldiers. And that's why most of the younger generation especially felt like they contend to the Sakari Genesis group because they undisciplined. They wear Jordans, gym shoes to camp to teach. They ain't ready for no war. You know, all they doing is trying to get fame and stuff like that. So now them niggas is teaching that all the heathens can be saved now. You know, of course, because they got, I guess, white women in their bed, so they got to please them. That's 9 times out of 10 what's going on. Then you got another group that wear purple. They letting all the Africans in. So now this abhor not the Edomite thing is going back around. So, you know, we're just gonna break it down real quick. So if I could, I'm gonna go right to that scripture, Deuteronomy 23 and 3. All right, and what you got to understand about Deuteronomy, Exodus, Deuteronomy, no, wait, let me go in order. What is it? It's Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy is Moses teaching the children of Israel after we came out of Egypt. You know, we just been in slavery for over 400 years. So he's telling them different things that we was doing in Egypt for so long that we can no longer do according to what the Lord wants. That's what you got to understand. And this is about us building up a nation. So this is Deuteronomy 23. We're going to start in verse 3. An Ammonite or Moabite should not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Right. So that's basically saying that we cannot join with Ammonites and Moabites. You feel me? Ammonites and Moabites today would be the so-called Japanese and Chinese people. Asian. These is Asian people. You feel me? And the Lord saying that we cannot let them into our congregation. We cannot join with these people, you know, because that's our culture. Our culture is to be separate from other people. The heathens' culture is to mix everybody all together. You know, that's their culture. Our culture, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, is we stay separate from everybody. But the problem is we've just never done it. That's the problem. We've never done it. We always trying to mix in with everybody because we such a civilized and humane people that we just want to get along with everybody. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Right, forever. This is what Moses saying about what the Lord wants. He don't ever want us to mix with Ammonites and Moabites forever, to the point where if we do have sex with a Moabite or Ammonite woman, that baby can never come into the congregation. Now we know because of Christ, all that stuff is done away as far as like people not being accepted back into the congregation. You know, everybody gets a second chance because of Christ. But during this time, this was the law. Moses did not want any babies made with Moabite or Ammonite women to ever be amongst Israel. They was out on the outcast, on the outskirts. Verse 4, because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt. Right. So when we came out of Egypt, you would think for being oppressed for 400 years plus years, that the people will see us finally being able to be set free, that they would help us, that they would give us some food, somewhere to stay, some water. And the Ammonites and the Moabites did not. They did not. Matter of fact, this is what they did. And because they hired against the Balaam, the son of Abhor of Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee, right? They hired Balaam to curse us. I don't know if you know about the story where the donkey had talked. That was this guy. The Lord made that happen because the Moabites and Ammonites sent him to curse us. You hear me? They hired him to curse us, to lead us astray, kind of like what they did with Martin Luther King. You hear me? They got Martin Luther King to basically lead us astray. You hear me? And want to integrate into society and then destroyed everything. And that's what was happening with Balaam. But who was behind it was the Moabites and Ammonites. And because of that, the Lord never wanted us to ever accept them. Never let any of the if you even had sex with one, for whatever reason, I don't know why, that baby could never come amongst the congregation. Nevertheless, the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee, right? Because the Lord loved us, that curse that Balaam was about to put on Israel ended up turning into a blessing. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all the days forever, right? And this is still talking about the Moabites and the Ammonites. You feel me? Because like I said, we was coming out of Egypt. So Moses was trying to let us know what was up, because Moses knew he wasn't going to always be there. So he wanted all this stuff written down so we can know in future generations what happened. And that we should never seek peace. You feel me? But now that's all we do. That's all we ever do is seek peace. That's all we ever want is everything to be okay. That's why that's why you got the new group talking about all heathens can be saved. They taught for 15 years that the white man was the devil. Now all of a sudden, he could be saved just out of the blue. You hear me? Because he couldn't hold on no more. You hear me? Them fake Israelite groups, they can't hold on to what was really laid down, which was that Africans, the so-called white man, none of these heathens can be accepted, but they couldn't hold on to what they was taught. You feel me? Because they was weak. Real talk, they was weak. And they had to end up bending and letting them in. Where we at? Okay, now we at the point. This is the whole point. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. You feel me? So now, after all that being said, no peace, never seek their prosperity. Now, why would Moses be telling the children of Israel, don't abhor an Edomite? You know why? I'll tell you why. The reason why Moses said don't abhor Edomite, because the Edomites was our natural born enemies. Since the womb, we was fighting with Edom in the womb. Jacob and Esau was fighting in the womb. To the point where their mother had to go to the men of the Lord and say, what is going on? Why am I thus? Why am I in so much pain? And they had to tell her, that's because two nations is in your womb. Two manner of people. And they're going to be separated. And Edom has been our natural born enemy. Esau, the so-called white man, has been blacks and Hispanics' natural born enemy since birth. And Moses is telling them, don't abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. That's why he's saying that. Because he's saying, don't, okay, first of all, abhor. Abhor is to abuse. You know, a lot of people don't understand what abhor even means. Abhor is actually, it is it's an action word. It's a verb. You can look it up. To abhor somebody is a verb. It's not the same as hate. You know, you look up the definition and you just go with it. You know, of course, it's just gonna say hate. You got to dig into the etymology of that word, and you will see that abhor is an action. It's not just saying I don't like white people because of their hair or their skin or their blue eyes. That's hate. That's prejudice. Abhor is an action word. You feel me? That means you're putting something into action. And Moses is saying just because they an Edomite don't give you the right to just abuse them. Don't abuse them just because they're Edomite, for he was thy brother. You feel me? It's not saying that the so-called white man should be your friend. It's saying that you shouldn't abuse him just because he white. You hear me? That's basically what Moses is saying. Like, look, we know the Edomites is our enemy. They are natural born enemies since birth. But when you see one, don't just hang them on a tree because he got blue eyes and blonde hair. Don't go into his school system and make all the kids seem like they stupid by giving them answers to a test that ain't right. Don't do it. Don't flood drugs in a community just because they got blue eyes and blonde hair. That's what Moses is saying in modern day terms. Basically, what the so-called white man did to us, Moses is saying, don't do that to him. Because we as a civilized people, we're not sitting in some boardroom trying to find ways to make white people look evil. They doing it, they on their own. They doing it themselves. They wake up every day and just do it. But the so-called white man, what he did with black people, he had to go into boardrooms and come up with all kind of different things to make black people look like we just criminals and just can't get right and don't want to do right. And that's what Moses is saying. Don't be like that. Just because they white, don't just abuse them because they white. Because we are civilized people. You feel me? We know that this is our enemy, but that don't mean just go abuse them. Like real talk. Thou shalt, and then look, then it say, thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian. Bam, we just came out of slavery in Egypt. Why the hell would Moses say that? Why would he say don't abhor any Egyptian? Because that was a stranger in his land. So he's saying like, look, we know they had us in slavery years. You feel me? But we went there, we were strangers looking for food. And we became a mighty nation there. So just because they Egyptians, don't abuse them just for that. You feel me? You see an Egyptian walking past, don't just abuse him just because he's an Egyptian. Because you was a stranger in his land. Moses is trying to teach us to be civilized. You feel me? To not be animalistic, to have animalistic behavior just because Edom is our natural enemy. And the Egyptians had us in slavery for 400 years. That's all he's doing. Is trying to teach us to be civilized. Instead of just, hey, they did this, so we're going to do that. You feel me? Like real talk. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their third generation. Right. So he's saying if you do have sex with a white woman, for whatever reason, I don't know. If you do end up having sex with an Egyptian, for whatever reason, I don't know. The child can't come into the congregation for 3 generations. So for 3 generations, that child got to be on the outskirts. You feel me? And then after 3 generations, then that child can come back into the congregation. And it's a reason why Moses picked those nations. He picked the so-called white man and the Egyptians because the white man was our natural born enemy. And he didn't want us just abusing them just because they was white. And the Egyptians, because they had us in slavery, but he didn't want us to just abuse them just because of that. You feel me? We had to have a reason to defend ourselves, not just go and just do what the so-called white man to do, which is pull you over in the car and shoot you because you got a cell phone because you black. Moses didn't want us to be like that because we supposed to be ruling the planet. That's the whole point. So yeah, we'll drop that and we'll go to Psalms 119 and 163 to show you that hate and abhor is totally 2 different things. For people that think maybe No, abhor just mean hate. It just means you should love, love, love. No, you want to love, love, love because you want to have sex with white women, man. I'm not no dummy. I'm just keeping it real with you. You can't have sex with white women if you teach that you can't you can't mix with them. You can't love them. You feel me? So you gotta teach that abhor and Edomite means to love. You feel me? I mean, it means just hate. Like real talk. You gotta teach this. You gotta teach to abhor Edomite is just about hate. It's not just about hate. You feel me? Abhor is an action word. Like real talk. Like look, okay, this Psalms 119 and 163. And it say, I hate and abhor lying. This is what King David said. And somebody break that down. Somebody break that down for me. Because I don't understand. If abhor means to hate, then what the hell is King David talking about? I don't know what King David could be talking about because abhor and hate is used in the same sentence. That's like saying I spit and spat on somebody. That's like saying I see and look at this person. You feel me? That's what it's basically what it's saying. Unless you don't know what abhor even means in the first place. You just looked up the first definition and you just believe that's what it said. Like real talk. Hate and abhor is two different things. That's why it's being used in the same sentence. I hate and abhor. Hate is to dislike. Hate is a feeling. Abhor is action from the hate. The hate that you have, now you're putting in action. You feel me? Like I said, abhor is an action word. It's a verb. Abhor is a verb, which is an action word. Like real talk. To abhor something is an action. It's not just a feeling. They're telling us you can't abhor an Edomite because they love white women. We just had a fucking fake Israelite group just flip the switch and just came out saying all nations can be saved. And then in a minute, they're going to say, oh, the law is done away. You can be a sinner. Then they're going to say the New Testament is done away. Man, look, we living in some rough times, man. And we keep telling y'all these fake Israelite groups is going to get you killed, man. You feel me? They're going to get you killed. Because the Bible clearly is putting these two words to show you that it's different. And it's no breakdown for this. You feel me? The breakdown came when people started loving the enemy and wanting to have sex with the enemy's women. So now we have to go and show you the truth. And the truth is hate and abhor is two different things. Hate is a feeling. Abhor is the action that comes from that feeling. Like real talk. But thy law do I love. Right. The law. That's what you got to understand. You got to love the law. Love the law. It'll wash off this damn dumbass stuff that's on your brain. Having you thinking you can't abhor Edomite mean you got to love them and have sex with them. And go out and for drinks with them. Nigga, that's not what the hell that shit mean. To abhor not an Edomite is talking about when you become the police, you don't pull over a white man and shoot him in his face just because he's white like they do black people. You don't hang white people on trees from city to city just because of the color of their skin. That is what Moses was trying to tell the children of Israel. We are a civilized, humane people. We cannot be out here doing stuff like that. Now, if we got to go to war, then we go to war. But we ain't got sundown towns. Tell me what a black sundown town at where white people say, oh, we can't ride through there. Hey, we can't go through there because, it's after dark. No, we don't have those. But it is towns in America in 2025 where if you black, you better not ride through there at night. We might not never hear from you again. You feel me? That is how you abhor something. I'm just keeping it real with you. All right, so yeah, we'll drop that. And we're going to go to 1 Samuel 15 and 2. It's crazy. People don't even know it's still towns out here in every state that if you go through that town, you better have that glizzy or you better pray to God, one or the other. I'm just keeping it real with you. All right, so this 1 Samuel 15 and 2. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, which is armies. Hosts mean armies, because the Lord is the Lord of all these. You see all these militaries and all these weapons. The Lord is over all that. They thinking that they can fight God, man. They can't. I'm just keeping it real. They cannot. I remember that which Amalek did to Israel. Right. See, the Lord remember what Amalek did to Israel. Who was Amalek? Amalek is white people. Amalek is the son of Esau. Actually, Amalek is the chief tribe of the Edomites. He's supposed to be like the most slickest of all the Edomites. And today he called himself Jewish. He done stole our identity. But the Lord said, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel. How he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. See, we keep talking about when we came out of Egypt. We keep talking about when we came out of Egypt. Because when we came out of Egypt, these nations did not treat us fairly. You would have thought of people that was oppressed for 400 years would get some type of compensation. You feel me? You think we'll finally get something? Some type of aid, some type of support. That's what you would think we'd get from the heathens coming out of slavery for 400 years. But no. They laid wait, which means they was in the cut. They seen us coming out of Egypt. You feel me? And they laid wait. You know why they did that? Because they knew we was their natural born enemy. They knew this from their forefather Esau. Esau taught his children who their enemies was. He taught his children about the birthright that Jacob stole from him. And now Jacob is the chosen people and they not. So they always hated us. They always abhorred us. Forget hated. They hated and they put it into action. This is how you abhor somebody. We coming out of Egypt, we ain't got nothing. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have and spare them not. Right. And this is what the Lord told Samuel to tell Saul. You hear me? He said, go smite Amalek. Amalek is Esau. Sound like a conflict of interest, don't it? Moses said, don't abhor Edomite. Then years later, a prophet of God told Saul to go kill Edomites. You know why he told him that? Because this is not abhorring. You feel me? This is retaliation. This is recompense from what they did to and they killed old women and men and children that was just in slavery, coming out of slavery. The Lord did not forget this. The Lord didn't forget. So that particular group of Amalekites, the Lord wanted them dead. They had to go for what they did. Like real talk. But slay both man, woman, infant, the kids, even the babies, and suckling ox, sheep, camel, and asses, and the donkeys. Kill everything. The Lord wanted that particular Amalekite tribe. He wanted all them dead because when we was coming out of Egypt, they killed our men, our women, our infants that was in the back. Because you don't know that them is the people they go to the back of the line. And all the warriors go to the front just in case we got to fight. But they laid wait and set and waited for us to get far enough to where now they can attack the women and the infants and the old men. And the Lord ain't forget that. The Lord ain't forget that because you know what they was doing? They was abhorring the children of Israel. That's what they was doing. And the Lord ain't forget. And they had to pay for it. So you got to understand the difference. You feel me? Like real talk. Hate is just a feeling. Abhor is the action that comes from hating something. Because after a while, you ain't just going to keep just hating. After a while, you're going to want to do something about it. And that's abhorrent. All right, so yeah, we'll drop that. And we'll go to 2 Kings 8:16. That's crazy. All this just because them niggas want to have sex with white women. That's crazy, man. That's why we keep going into slavery, man. We keep going into slavery because niggas want to have sex with heathens when black women is the finest thing walking. Like, goddamn. Have a drink for that. Have a drink for all the fine black women out here. But you got these dumbass niggas want to have sex with Africans and white women. God damn. Reason why we've been in slavery time after time. You think I'm lying? Well, check this out. Now, this is 2 Kings 18:16. Now, this is the time after Solomon had sex with a bunch of heathen women. Solomon did it anyway. He was the king. You know, he got weak in his old age, and he had sex with heathen women. And them sons, wicked as hell. Them sons was wicked as hell. And that's why the Bible say, if you have sex with a heathen woman, for whatever reason, I don't know, but if you just happen to do, maybe you was ignorant to the truth. Them children can't come in the congregation because them children gonna be wicked as hell. Because they learn from their mothers. The mothers is the first teachers of the children. So because these heathens, you having sex with heathens, they learning from their mamas. That's why you gotta weed that out. So where if you do have sex with a heathen woman, for whatever reason, like I said, being ignorant to the truth, now the child that come from that gotta have sex with an Israelite. You feel me? They can't now just keep having sex with heathen women. Now they gotta keep having sex with Israelites, and the other children gotta have sex with Israelites, and now they'll be ready to come back in the congregation because they're learning from Israelite women. It ain't no heathen influence. Real goddamn. All right, so this 2 Kings 8:16. And in the 5th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, and Jehoshaphat being the king of Judah, Joram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign. Right. So you got to understand the kingdom is split. You know, we was once one nation, and now we two. Because Solomon had sex with heathen women, it always gonna go back to that. I'm telling you, y'all don't think that's that big of a deal. But you don't understand that them women is gonna be the ones raising the children. Your dumb ass so infatuated about a bitch, you gonna let her raise the kids her way. At least if you had a black woman, she'd be raising the kids how black people were supposed to be raised. You have sex with a white bitch, she raising them kids like white men do. Feel me? Off what her white father told her. And that ain't what you're supposed to do. This 2 Kings 8:17. 32 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. We're going all the way to 20. And he walked in the way of the king of Israel, as did the house of Ahab, for the daughter of Ahab was his wife, and he did evil in the sight of the Lord. Right. So the king of Judah he following after the king of Israel. Israel, now that's the northern kingdom. They been fell off. They ain't kept the laws for years. But now this king of Judah, he being just like them. Wicked and evil. Wicked and evil as hell. Yet the Lord would not destroy Judah for David, his servant's sake. Right. Because of David. You feel me? Because of David. Because of King David is why his sons still had a portion of the kingdom. Otherwise, he would have destroyed that shit too. Like real talk. And as he promised him to give him always a light and to his children. Right. So because these children at the end of the day is the seed of David, that's the only reason why the Lord still let them have a portion. It's the only reason why the Lord still let it happen, because of King David. It had nothing to do with them. because they was all the way off. In these days, Edom revolted under the hand of Judah. Right. So Edom revolted. Who is Edom? That's a so-called white man. That's Esau. That's the Edomite who they said you cannot abhor. Well, now he's revolting. And you know why he's having a revolt? Because he's been in submission. When we were serving our God, when we was doing what we supposed to do, so-called white man was in the cave somewhere. He was in the goddamn caves. But because of Solomon's sons were so wicked, now Esau is revolting. You hear me? And made a king over themselves. And they made themselves a king. They didn't even have a king. The Edomites didn't even have a king. They was in a cave somewhere, eating out of skulls. But because we was sinning against our God, the sons of Solomon, the nation was split. And now Esau was able to rise up now. You feel me? For people that talking about don't abhor Edomite. Well, you don't even know the Edomites didn't even have a fucking king. They didn't even have a nation. We didn't have to abhor. We didn't have to abhor them. We didn't have to abuse them. We didn't have to do nothing. They didn't even have a king. They didn't even have a king until we started sinning against our God. And that was Edom's whole purpose. The Edomite's whole purpose is for when we not sinning against our God, now the Lord gonna use Edom against us. That's why he hung you on trees. That's why he killed all of our brothers, the native North American Indians, scalped them. You feel me? Cut their heads off. You feel me? Killed all the buffalo. That's why he put all of us in slavery, because the Lord let him do it. Because at one point in time, Esau was he was in submission. You didn't have to abhor him. He was in submission. Like real talk. And now he got a king. His name Donald Trump. And he's on a tirade. You feel me? Trying to deport all the Mexicans if he could. You feel me? Trying to put all the black people in jail if he could. Because he's the one that's abhorring us. Y'all so worried about us not abhorring an Edomite. Don't worry, Edomite. You don't even know what the hell the word means. You ain't got no clue what the hell the word means, because if you did, you would know we not abhorring them, they abhorring us. But you want to have sex with they women so goddamn bad, you blind to the definition of the word. You so damn blind because you want to have sex with they women. You want to take their drugs. You feel me? You want to go to their establishment so damn bad that you ain't even paying attention to the word. Abhor is an action word, man. It is not a feeling. Damn. These fake Israelites, man, they gotta go. I ain't gonna lie. I pray the Lord destroy every fake Israelite group out there. Because they is definitely scattering the people more and more. All right, so this Second Maccabees 6:4. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling. Right. So first of all, the temple, that's talking about Solomon's temple. You feel me? Solomon's temple was so glorious. When the Queen of Sheba came to see him, she thought the nigga at the gate was the king because he was so fresh and fly. The temple was so beautiful. It was like think about a university, one of the best universities on the planet, the most prettiest, richest university. That's how Solomon's temple looked. You feel me? And because we sinned against our God, the heathens then destroyed it, and it's filled with riot. What's riot? You feel me? That's a big ass disturbance. They in lit. And our temple, Solomon's temple, is supposed to be a holy place. They in there turned up. You feel me? They in there turned up, drunk, partying. You feel me? Destroying Solomon's temple, which was supposed to be something that was glorious. But because, like I said, he sinned against the Lord, taking on them heathen women, and the kingdom got split, man, and we went back into slavery. You feel me? The kingdom got split. We went back into slavery. And now the heathens then took over the temple. And they in that part. They think about the church. The church, that's the church today. The church supposed to be some holy place. It's filled with nothing but partying and adultery. You feel me? All type of scandals going on. Who dallied with harlots. Right. They got hoes in Solomon's temple. Solomon's temple was supposed to be for the priest. It was something glorious made with gold and all type of fine wood. And they got hoes in there. There's some hoes in this house. Solomon's temple had hoes in it. They ended up having sex with whores, man. On the altar, man. That's insane. And had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places. And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful, right? They got unlawful things in the temple of God. You feel me? In the sanctuary, they bringing in unlawful things. They bringing in pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, heathens in there. They ain't supposed to even be in there. They got heathens in the Solomon's temple. The altar also was filled with profane things, right? Profane things, things that was unlawful. You feel me? Things that was unholy was there. Ungodly things was in the temple, which the law had forbidden, right? This is abhor. I don't know if you get where I'm going with this. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't understand where I'm going with this. That we the ones that's being abhorred. Black people, what's your religion? Where your God at? What a temple you supposed to go to? You don't know. You know why? Because they destroyed it. And they've been trying to destroy it since the beginning. We the ones getting abhorred. You ain't got to worry about abhorring the Edomite. We the ones being abhorred. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days, right? Ain't even law to keep the Sabbath. You know what you're supposed to do on the Sabbath? Whatever the hell you want. You feel me? Now guess what you're doing? You're working. You're going to work. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're the chosen people of God. And if you're going to work, if they forcing you to work, guess what happened? It's not lawful to keep the Sabbath. You feel me? You're supposed to tell these people it's the Sabbath day. I am not supposed to be working for you. I'm supposed to be doing whatever I want. Instead, you at the slave. And now Donald Trump just made it so what now you ain't even getting taxed. Your overtime ain't even getting taxed. So now you happy to go work on the Sabbath. You take pride in going to work on the Sabbath now. You know why? Because it's not lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath no more. Because you being abhorred by the so-called white man. Or ancient fast. We got fast that's ancient. One of them is the Day of Atonement. Nobody keeping it. Outside of the ISUPK and the Commander Hunter, ain't nobody keeping the Day of Atonement. That's an ancient fast. You feel me? But it ain't lawful to do it. You feel me? They find out you fast and they gonna think you a Muslim. They gonna think it's Ramadan. The whole time the Muslims got it from us. You feel me? The Muslims only know about fasting from following the children of Israel. But that's something we did. If you want to get rid of demons, you want to cleanse yourself of something, you gotta fast. Fast from something that you do all the time. And you will be able to fight that because you're building up a muscle. Building up a muscle to where now you don't need something. You don't need this. You don't need that. You feel me? But they made ancient fast unlawful. So now we can't fight against simple stuff that we was always able to overcome. Because we don't even know fasting is our culture. We think it's Ramadan. We think it's some Muslim shit. Or to profess himself all to be a Jew, right? It's illegal to be a Jew. You can't even profess yourself to be a Jew. You say you're a Jew, man, they're gonna take away your job, your money. They're gonna say you anti-Semitic. They're gonna take your videos down. They're gonna do anything they can to try to destroy you. You say you a Jew. You feel me? The so-called white man then took our identity while we was in slavery, and now we done found it, and we say we're a Jew, and when they say we're a hate group, they say, oh, y'all a hate group because y'all not the Jew. Well, prove that we not the Jews. You can't prove it. You just know it's been somebody else saying that it's been them for the last maybe 1,400 years. the Jewish man been calling himself a Jew, so now nobody even questioning him no more. You feel me? Nobody even questioning him no more. But guess what? I'm gonna tell you, black people, you're not African. And they've been calling you African for the last 400, 500 years. You feel me? Well, no, I ain't gonna even say that. We came, the black people came from the west coast of Africa. So people call them African. But even the white man called us Negroes because they knew that we was not African. The Africans knew we weren't African. But as time went on, we just became known as, oh, we African American. Well, that's not true. Just like the Jewish man is not a Jew. It's just not true. Real talk. And in the day of the king's birth, every month, they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices, right? So now the king's birth, because that was a culture started in Egypt, I think. Egypt, the Pharaoh, his birthday, he celebrated his birthday. He made everybody do it, and if he didn't, he would kill you. Birthdays is not our culture. But what happened if you don't celebrate birthdays? You hear me? Oh, you get ridiculed. You get talked about. You don't want to celebrate nobody's birthday. Oh, they don't even want to hang with you no more. They don't even want to be your friend. You know where that come from? That come from this right here. That come from this spirit right here, because the king of Greece, which was a white man, if you didn't celebrate his birthday, you came under bitter constraint. You feel me? It almost was punishable by death to not celebrate the Pharaoh's birthday. And that's the spirit right now you got today of when you don't celebrate somebody's birthday, they look at you and they don't like you. They don't want to deal with you. You feel me? They almost what? They almost hate you if you don't want to celebrate their birthday. When that ain't even our culture. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That's something that the damn heathens pushed on us. They pushed on us birthdays because that's their culture, to worship themselves. And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying idols. Right. So yeah, we'll drop that. We'll go to Matthew 26 and 63. And that's what you got to understand. A lot of this stuff is being forced on us because we the children of Israel. That's something they always done. They always try to force their ways on us. Now, they don't care about nobody else. They don't care about no Muslims. They don't care about no Africans. They don't care about no Africans celebrating no holidays. They could care less. And they dark skinned. The East Indians dark skinned. They don't make them celebrate Christmas. But if you don't celebrate, it's a problem. It's a big problem. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that's something they always done. Feel me? Because we the children of Israel. They always trying to get us to sin against our God. All right, this is Matthew 26 and 63. But Yahushua held his peace, and the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. Right. So they trying to get him to confess what he been telling everybody, which is the truth, which he was sent by the Most High to bring the children of Israel back to the covenant. You feel me? Like real talk. And Yahushua said unto them, thou hast said. Right. He's saying y'all said that. Nevertheless, I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. Right. So he's telling them, like, look, y'all gonna see me sitting on the right hand of God. You feel me? That's what y'all gonna see. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, he hath spoken blasphemy. Right. He said that's blasphemy. Because Christ said, I'm gonna be sitting on the right hand of God. You feel me? That's what I'm gonna be doing. And they said that's blasphemy. Because they don't think that that's possible. You feel me? They don't believe that he has that type of power to say that type of stuff. So they feel like that's blasphemy, you know. What further need have we of witness? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, he is guilty of death. See, what you gotta understand about the Pharisees, they was black people. Christ was a black man. And because of what he said, they said he guilty of death. Because they didn't want to lose their seat of power. They said that he was guilty of death. That's what they said about Christ. Black people said another black man is guilty of death. See, we so worried about abhorring an Edomite. We so worried about not being mean and nasty to an Edomite that we forget to not be nasty and mean to our brothers. We forget to not be hateful to other black and Hispanic brothers and sisters. We so focused on pleasing the white man and being nice to the white man that we forget all the time. You feel me? To have that same type of energy towards our brothers. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to just say he guilty of death. That's what we're going to do. 9 times out of 10, we just going to say he guilty of death. But we're going to try to find a reason to not abhor an Edomite. We're going to look for reasons to not abhor Edomite, but then we see a brother, he guilty of death. What did he do? He stole a cell phone? He guilty of death. White man put you in slavery for 400 years? Don't abhor an Edomite. 2, what are you doing trying to abhor an Edomite? Why? Forgive and forget. Black man, he guilty of death. Kill him, hang him. Call the police, put him in jail. Stupid ass out of it. Then did they spit in his face, buffeted him, and others smote him with the palms of the hand. Right, they beat him up. They beating Christ up. So he guilty of death, but then they praising the Romans. You feel me? They say we ain't got no king but Caesar. They said they ain't got no king but Caesar, but they beating Christ's ass. Say he guilty of death. That's what we do. We try to find a reason to forgive the white man. Then when it comes to black people, we beat them up. Beat them down. Like real tough. We worried about abhorring the wrong people. That's the problem. We worried about abhorring the wrong people. Yeah, we'll drop that. We're gonna go to Exodus 15:3. And it say, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. The Lord is a man of war. You feel me? And that's how we gotta be. We gotta be just like the Lord, a man of war. But the war ain't always gotta be physical. You feel me? Most of it is mental. Most of it is mental and spiritual. We got to be mentally and spiritually fit before we can go to war. Otherwise, we ain't going to even see who the enemy is. That's why you got people out here talking about forgive the white man, but beat up black people. They just had a black mama and her son get jumped on by a bunch of black kids. But if they would have seen a white person, they would have been on their knees kissing their goddamn feet. They would have been praising the so-called white man. He came to their school. We got a white dude that go here, but they jumped on a black kid and his mama. You feel me? We ain't mentally and spiritually fit for war. You feel me? And the Lord is a man of war. So we got to get on that type of time. Pharaoh's chariot and his hosts hath he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea. So when we was coming out of Egypt, Pharaoh let us go. Then he decided to chase after us with his army. And they died chasing after us. Pharaoh, the Egyptian army and Pharaoh died. His whole army, all his captains, they died. The ones that was putting us, that was like basically in control over us, enforcing us to be slaves, they all died. You feel me? They got their punishment. The people that was oppressing us in Egypt, they died. All of them. They all died. The depths have covered them. Right? That's some of the depths of the sea. Covered them. They sank to the bottom as a stone. Right? They died in the Red Sea. The Egyptian army that was oppressing us for 400 years, they all died. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, died. They all died. It was over with. You feel me? It was over with. It was no need to hold a grudge against Egypt when the people that was oppressing us all died. You feel me? That's why Moses said, "Don't abhor the Edomite because you was Egyptian because you was a stranger in his land." They all dead. All the people that had a hand in our slavery was dead. So if you see an Egyptian, this Egyptian was not a military leader or personnel that had a hand in oppressing you. They just was a regular Egyptian living in that city. So therefore, you ain't gotta abuse them. You ain't gotta hang them on a tree or beat them or stone them to death. Because you was a stranger in their land. I mean, Pharaoh, his generals and captains and his army is dead. So they paid for what happened to you. You feel me? That's what you got to understand. You got to understand the spirit behind everything. Moses was teaching us how to be civilized. And he's saying that all the people that oppressed us in Egypt is dead. That's why in Deuteronomy he said, hey, you run into an Egyptian, don't abhor him, don't abuse him, because you was a stranger in his land. The right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. That right hand, O Lord, have dashed in pieces the enemy. Right. That enemy is destroyed. So there's no need to now abuse the citizens of Egypt. The enemy is destroyed. And in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sendest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as a stubble. Right, they became nothing. Egypt, which was once a superpower, is now nothing. America, which is a superpower, soon is going to be nothing. Like real talk. We'll drop that. Go to Deuteronomy 7. We start at verse 1. This is the book of Deuteronomy 7 and 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee. Right. So what you gotta understand, like I said, this is all the whole breakdown of abhorring the Edomite of Egyptian is based off coming out of Egypt. It's coming out of Egypt. And there was a lot of heathens in our land, on our way to our land, that we had to get through. And they was Africans. You feel me? There was Africans. The Hittites, Africans. The Girgashites, Africans. And the Amorites. Don't confuse with the Ammonites. Ammonites are the Asians, Japanese people. Amorites is just another family of Africans. And the Canaanites, which was living in our land, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. Right, we was in slavery for 400 years. These people was building up nations. These Africans was building up nations, and we had to get through them to get to where we was going. Feel me? And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them. Right. Thou shalt smite them. Now, we're not supposed to abhor an Edomite or an Egyptian. What is the Lord talking about? Why is the Lord talking about smiting them? You know why he's talking about smiting them? Because this ain't got nothing to do with abhorring. This ain't abuse. This ain't abuse. Abhor is to abuse somebody. You feel me? This was just war. We trying to get to where we need to go. And we're going to have to fight y'all to get there. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy to them. Right. Make no covenant. When we on our way to our land, we ain't supposed to be making no covenant with no heathens or show no mercy. Because once you show mercy to them, you're going to want to be a part of them. You're going to accept them into your family. You feel me? You start showing mercy to Africans, you're going to accept them into your family, which is not what the Lord wanted. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Right. See, that's the point. You start showing mercy. Now you're going to accept these people. You end up marrying them. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. It's a difference between hate and abhor. That's why the Lord is saying, like, look, man, don't join with these people. Do not join with these people at all. Because if you do, they're going to become a part of your family. That's what's going to end up happening. You're going to look up. You're going to be having mixed babies. And that ain't what the Lord wants. The Lord don't like mixed babies. And thy daughter shall not thou give to his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Right? You're not supposed to be mixing with no Africans. You hear me? This is not abhorrent. This is not abuse. This is keeping our bloodline pure. You hear me? But you, like I said, when you get down to the bottom of it, all it is about having sex with a women. That's all it's about. When you get down to the bottom of it, you will see that it's all about sex or money. One or the other. Sex or money. Sex or money. And the people that's saying you can't abhor an Egyptian is really just want to have sex with Africans. And they love African culture. Because they forget about that part. It say don't abhor an Edomite or an Egyptian. Why would it pick those two nations? Because those are our biggest enemies. Edomites and Egyptians. We just came out of slavery. Moses was just trying to let us know how to be civilized. For they will turn away thy son from following me. Right? That's what's going to happen every time. You start having sex with heathen women, your son's going to want to follow their mama. They're going to want to follow their mama's culture because their mama is going to be the first teacher of the children. The mother is the first teacher of the child. And because of that, the children are going to want to follow after their mama. And if their mama's a heathen, then 9 times out of 10, they're going to want to be like their heathen mama and her white father, her African father, that they may serve other gods, right? They're going to want to serve other powers. They're not going to want to serve the Most High. They're going to want to serve whatever they mama and them family serve. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly, right? You're going to be destroyed for that. You want to have sex with heathen women? You believe in interracial dating? The Lord going to destroy you and your whole family. Whole family going to be destroyed. You ain't going to know why. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. Right. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You hear me? Supposed to be destroying their whole belief system. You hear me? Christianity, Islam. You feel me? Egyptology. You're supposed to be destroying all that. Instead, you're joining into it. You're joining into what they believe. Why does that happen? Most of the time, it's because of interracial dating. When you interracially date, you you intertwine philosophies. You feel me? Interracial dating, putting all these different philosophies all together. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Right? We are separate people. We're supposed to be different than everybody else. We're not supposed to be the same like everybody else is. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Right? What makes us special? You hear me? What makes us special, what makes us better than everybody else, is the mercy that we have. You feel me? The forgiveness that we have. We know how to forgive and we know how to give mercy. Otherwise, why the hell is the so-called white man even trying to join? Why are you marching? Why are you voting? Why are you having sex with white women? Why are black women having sex with white men? Because the Lord made us different than everybody else. We civilized and we not an animalistic type of people. You feel me? We a humane type of people. That's why we always trying to forgive and forget. Nobody else trying to do that but us. White people ain't forgive you yet, and you ain't did nothing but just not be his slave no more. He still ain't forgave you for not wanting to be his slave. That's our problem, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. We got too much mercy, too much forgiveness. But that's good for when we rule the planet. Because then now, white people ain't got to worry about being hung from trees. Africans ain't got to worry about being sold into slavery. You hear me? Like real talk. Even though that's what they did to us. Africans sold us into slavery. So-called white man hung us on trees. But because we not like them, we are separate people, they ain't got to worry about that type of stuff. Above all people there on the face of the earth, right? We are above all people. What makes us above all people is our mannerisms. We are not animalistic. We are a humane, civilized race of people. We are a clean people. We know how to wash up. You feel me? We know the stuff that the Lord wants us to do, and the heathens don't. In 2025, the heathens don't even know. They don't know what the Lord wants them to do. It's naturally inside of us. It's naturally inside of us that we know certain stuff we supposed to do, certain stuff we not. And the heathens will never have that in them because the Lord did not choose them. All right, last scripture. We're going to go to Isaiah 14 and 21. And it reads, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their father. And that's what you got to understand. Bottom line. So regardless of abhorring an Edomite, an Egyptian, whatever, these people that came up against us, the Lord say prepare slaughter for their children for what their fathers done. So what anybody that ever came up against the children of Israel, your children is going to have to pay for it. White, African, Chinese, Japanese, I don't care what you is. I don't care what your race is. But because of what your forefathers done, you're going to have to pay for it. That's what the Bible say. It say prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, for the sins of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities, right? That's what the Lord don't want you to ever fill the face of the world with cities. The so-called white man, the Lord don't want you ever to fill the face of the world with cities. Because if you do, people is going into slavery. People is going to jail. People is going to die. Like real talk. And that's just the honest truth. All you got to do is cut on your damn TV. Cut on your TV and you will see everywhere the so-called white man go, people is dying. Like real talk. But yeah, that's the end of tonight's class. You feel me? Tune in every Monday, Tuesday for class, history class on Monday, brotherhood class on Tuesday. Tune in Wednesday night for the podcast. You feel me? Y'all about Shimmy, I'll shout about the thumb.